Hi everybody, it's Will Harlow here, sciatica specialist physio from the UK who's behind Overcome Sciatica. And today we're going to talk about how your feet, yes, your feet could be the cause of your sciatica. Let's dive into it. Now you're probably sat there thinking, how on earth can my feet cause a problem like sciatica, which is to do with either my lower back or my buttock? Now, I'm not going to come at this from a real woo-woo perspective and say that it's because of energy chakras or problems with energy transfer from your feet up to your head or anything crazy like that. I'm going to present to you the most scientific way I know how of explaining how your feet can be the cause of your sciatica. So bear with me, and hopefully by the end of the video, this will all make sense. Basically, what's going on is when you have a change in your foot posture, not only does that affect your foot, it also affects your ankle, your knee, your hip, and your lower back as well. So what I'm talking about when I say a change in foot posture is when we have our feet level, they're like this, okay? And that's our normal foot posture. You have an arch on one side and you have an arch on the other side. I'll demonstrate this to you fully in a second. When we change either of those arches, what that does is it rolls the ankle either in or out. Once the ankle rolls in, that has a knock-on effect on the shin bone and rolls the shin bone either in or out. What's above the shin bone? Obviously your knee, so that has an effect on the knee, so it rolls the knee either in or out. Then what happens? The knee rolls and that causes the hips to roll in or out. Are you keeping up with where I'm getting to here? Because if you are, you'll know that what comes after the hips is your lower back. So if your hips are slightly rotated or in a funny position, every time you walk, every time you move, you climb stairs, you do anything at all, that's going to have a knock-on effect onto the lower back. And it can actually put your back in a position where you're more likely to develop things like disc bulges, aging changes in the lower back, or even just a horrific muscle spasm that leads to sciatica, okay? So what I want you to do today is watch the rest of this video. I'm going to show you how to assess your foot posture first and foremost. Then we're going to talk about ways to fix it. So if you have a foot problem that you've picked up from this video, that's fantastic because it means we can do something about it, and hopefully you'll be able to feel better after putting these exercises in action. Let's have a look at the way to assess your feet now. Welcome back, guys. I never thought I'd say this, but today on Overcome Sciatica, I want to show you my feet so I can demonstrate to you why your feet could be the reason your sciatica is still there, okay? So I'm going to put my feet up here. I'm going to show you a couple of foot postures that could be the reason your sciatica is still there, and then we're going to talk about how to fix them if you look down at your own feet and that's what's going on there too, okay? Let's have a look at the foot postures now. So the main posture that is a problem for sciatica is one that you've probably heard of before called flat feet, okay? Now flat feet just means when the foot is rolled in. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So if this is your foot here, like this, all right? So as you can see, if my foot was standing on the floor, this is what it would look like. I've got a nice arch here, so I can get my finger underneath there. So if I come around here, you'll be able to see there's a space there. Now a flat foot looks like that. So it means there's no arch there, there's no gap there whatsoever. If you're looking at it from the front, it goes from that to that. So you're standing there with collapsed arch like this. There's more pressure on the inside of the foot, less pressure here, more pressure on the ankle, okay? And then we'll talk about how that can affect the rest of the leg and the back as well. So if you're standing and you look down and your feet, instead of looking like that, they look more like that, then this video is for you, and it could be something that helps your sciatica to get better quicker too. Now you might have noticed that when my foot turned in like that my knee would also have to fall in to accommodate that movement there. Because my ankle has turned and my foot has turned, my knees also have to come inside too. Now what this does, when your knees fall in like that, can you see how instead of being straight down, when my knees are falling in, the line of force is now crossing over. Rather than going straight down towards the floor, it's crossing over. Now, where do you think the pressure goes? So partly the pressure will go into the knee joint here, which gives people sometimes horrific knee pain. And because the hips aren't level anymore, they're coming in, the pressure also goes through the hips and the glutes at the back in the pelvis as well. So this could become a problem too. Now, all of these funny forces that are going through the legs now rather than straight down, that has a knock-on effect on the pelvis, and then the lower back as a result will also suffer. So all these knock-on effects can actually throw your lower back out of kilter, and we know that if the lower back's out of kilter, we're at a much higher risk of suffering from sciatica. Now, for some people, all of your problems in the lower limb, including your back pain, your sciatica, if you've got hip pain, if you've got knee pain, if you've got ankle pain, it could all be as a result of these flat feet. So there's a couple of ways we can fix it. Way number one is the easy way, but it's not recommended. So that would be to get some insoles which raise the arch up, and instead of having your feet like that, you put something in here and it just turns them that way. So you've got a bit of a gap in there, okay? Now, the reason this works is because it fixes the alignment quite quickly, okay? And it can give people very quick relief in some cases. But it also makes the problem worse in the long run. And the reason it does this is because if you've got something in there which is doing the job of the foot for it, instead of getting stronger and correcting that posture, your foot actually gets weaker and weaker and weaker. And then when you take the insole out, the flat feet are 10 times worse than they were before. And you might not even have any hope of getting it back when it gets to that point, because the foot is so weak if you've worn insoles for years that you really can't even live without them anymore. And that can lead to many more problems down the line too. So I wouldn't recommend the insoles yet. I'd recommend trying to get the problem fixed first. The far better way of going about it is by strengthening your feet up. And I'm going to show you a way to do that in standing. I'm going to demonstrate it here with one foot on the bed, and I want you to give it a go at home. You have to do this one very consistently for it to work. So we're talking doing it multiple times a day, every single day, for probably a few months to feel an effect. So it's not an easy fix, but it is worth it. I'm going to show you the exercise now, and you can have a go at it at home. So for this exercise, I'm going to show you up here. You're going to do it standing normally on the floor. You're going to do it with both feet, but I'm going to show you on the bed with one foot as a demonstration. So you'll start off with your flat feet here, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to have an imaginary finger or a pen come into here, and I want you to work to lift the arch so that pen or that finger can get underneath the foot without your big toe leaving the floor. So this is nice and easy because I can take my toe off. However, it's harder if I try and keep my toe down. And then you come down, and then you're going to go back up. Obviously you're going to not use a real finger or a pen, you're just going to use an imaginary one. Raise up, keep the toe down and flat. Raise up, keep the toe down and flat. I'm going to show you how that looks on the floor now as well. So you're going to start off standing, and what I want you to do is imagine that we've got an imaginary finger trying to touch your foot. So if you've got flat feet, you'll probably look like this in standing. So your feet are turned in. Can you see the knock-on effect on my knees as well? Your feet are turned in. What you're going to do is you're going to work one at a time to lift that arch so you can get the imaginary finger into that space there. You're going to hold it for a few seconds without letting your toes come off the floor, and then you're going to go down again, okay? And then you're going to repeat, same leg, come up, hold, 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 hold. Can you see how the arch is growing but my toes aren't leaving the floor? Let it down again, come up again, hold, 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 hold. Let it down again, okay? And you're going to keep going for about a minute to a minute and a half, and then you're going to swap legs and you're going to go this one and down, and again this one. Keep the toes down and down. And you see how I do it? I'm keeping my toes on the floor, but my arch is lifting and down. And again, you're going to repeat for about a minute and a half or so on that side. When you become really good at this, you're going to switch it up and you're going to use one foot only. So get something to hold on to. Just stand on one leg. Now you'll turn in probably even more when you do that. So you'll start like this. You're going to hold on tight to something and you're going to work to lift the arch and then let it roll back and then lift it again. This is much harder on one leg than it was on two, okay? So this is for more advanced people who've been practicing the first one for a number of weeks. Lift the arch and down. And remember to do this one on both sides too. Alright guys, so that is how you fix flat feet that could be responsible for sciatica. Like I said to you before, it's going to take a number of months to really fix the problem. It's probably been a problem that's been building up over many, many weeks, many months, getting worse and worse and worse, and then eventually, bam, it's led to back pain and sciatica. So you're not going to fix it overnight, but it is worth putting the effort in because it will fix the back pain, it will fix the sciatica, and the hip pain, and the knee pain, and the ankle pain, if that was the thing that caused it in the first place. So give it a try, see how you get on. If you have any questions, my email is below, so let me know what you thought of this video or ask any questions you need to. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so you get our latest sciatica videos as soon as they come out. And if you're watching this on Facebook, it would mean the world to me if you shared it with your friends and family, so if they have sciatica, they can get help for their problem too. If you'd like something more, if you want a complete roadmap for getting better in just an 8-week period, then check out our Total Recovery Program for sciatica. At the time of recording, it's not available right now, but you can follow the link below this video to get to a page where you can read more about it and register your interest if you'd like it. If it's available, that link will take you straight to a page where you can get started at home as well and get better within just 8 weeks. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.